to Hoops Harbor Pacific Waves. It's going to be our first podcast. I'm your host, Jacob.
I'm Obi.
I'm Riley.
And we're going to be discussing the NBA's Pacific Division. That includes the Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, Sacramento Kings, and the Phoenix Suns. If you are familiar with the NBA, you know this division is filled with superstar talent. Some would say stacked teams. Some may also say ring chasers. It's full of drama. It's full of heat. And a lot of the teams have been up and down this year. There's been, healthy players who've stayed healthy, and it's a big deal. But we're going to get into that in this podcast. And let's start off by just going over what our motivation is for wanting to discuss this topic. Why don't Riley or Obi, you want to go ahead?
I can go first. I'm a big Braun fan. I've been riding him. Pause. Since
Hold on.
Maybe since 2009. That's when I started watching. It's like when he went to Miami, I was like, yeah, I'm not a Heat fan. I'm like where he at fan. So like if he in Miami, I'm in Miami. He's in Cleveland. We'll go to Cleveland, and now he's in LA. I mean, I still got my own sports team too, but like I'm a Bronny fan, so I keep up with the division and stuff like that. And if you hear me going on tangents about Braun, this is just your warning now. So
On my end, I really think it's just I love basketball. I love talking about basketball. The headlines are in the Pacific Division. It draws me to it. I will say the first NBA player I ever met in person is James Harden. And back is on the Rockets, so I've always had a soft spot for him. So I do like seeing him having a good year on the Clippers for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I'm similar to Obi. I've been a LeBron fan for a while now. And I also, I used to play basketball in high school. I just appreciate the talent out there out west. Of course, Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, and kind of just appreciating. A lot of them are getting older. A lot of the stars in this division are getting older. Players like Harden, and I'm personally a Russell Westbrook fan, and kind of just appreciating what they gave to the game, and appreciating how incredible statistically, and how much they carried teams back when they were in their prime. And it's just fascinating to see also what they can do as they get older. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Let's talk about just how the team is performing. How do we feel they performed heading into All-Star break? How do we feel they're going to perform in this final stretch of the season where it's most important? A lot of these teams are on the cusp of the playoffs and the play-in, the Clippers are pretty solid up there with the Thunder and the Timberwolves and the Nuggets.
the Clippers right now, they have a 36-17 record, which is on pace for, I'm gonna do the math real quick. That's crazy. Like 55 wins, close to 60. They've been on a tear. They've been 7-3 in their last games, and yeah, they kind of have the recipe of like a standard championship contender. They have the star power in Kawhi and Paul George. You can add Harden to the mix as well. They got a deep bench. They got wings that can defend. They got defensive versatility, and they're not just good on one side of the ball. They're good offensively. They're good defensively. I mean, there's not a lot of holes in this team's game, and I feel like the downfall would kind of be teams just bigger than them, which is ironic because like the Lakers kind of fit that description, even though I'm not going to give them the edge right now. And the other thing is health. Like, we know about Kawhi and his knees, barbecue chicken. Paul George also is a little, he's been injured here and there. And then Harden, of course, he got pulled pork for hamstrings. So you never really know. Really, it's just if they're healthy, it's always a big if. But yeah, they're doing good. Riley, anything on the Clippers?
I mean, yeah, when you look at the Pacific Division, and the West as a whole. The West has really been that top four, and then that 5 through 10, those next six. And in the Pacific, the one Pacific team in that top four is the Clippers. I think they definitely have been a class above so far. We'll see if that continues. I definitely think the Suns, maybe even the Kings, could definitely break into that. We'll have to see how the rest of the season goes. But yeah, the Clippers so far have definitely been the best team, and I would definitely see them staying that in the division for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just want to mention that they're playing incredible defense. They have a high defensive efficiency, and they're first in the NBA in three-point shooting percentage at 39.5%.
It's insane.
And with today's game, that's what you need. You need a high defensive rating. You need good three-point shooting, of course.
And it's not even just that. It's just like they got like the in-between game with Kawhi Leonard as well. Like if the 3 points don't fall, then you got Kawhi Leonard in the mid-range. And then if that doesn't go well, we got people that can go to the bucket. We got Russell Westbrook, Paul George. Not as good as he was in like OKC or maybe just like a few years ago, but still really good. So and then Norman Powell, that guy's a bucket. So
Powell is he's actually shooting 45% from three. He's tied with Kawhi. That's third in the league. Both two players third in the league in three-point shooting. I mean that, and Kawhi's efficiency, he's been incredible this year. He's stayed healthy all year, which is really what the Clippers need. He's
Absolutely.
their key. So that's what I think. And Powell's the best three-point shooter from the corner in the NBA as well. So
a lot of three-point shooting.
If it stays up, the Clippers are in good shape. Why don't we move on to the second best team in the division, the Suns?
They had a rocky start, and a lot of people were concerned because obviously Beal was out for a bit. Booker wasn't quite looking like himself for a bit, and their defense was kind of what expected when you kind of trade away most of your defensive pieces. But they have also been pretty good. In their last 10 games, just like the Clippers, they've been 7-3. Offensively, no question with Booker, Beal, and KD, you're going to get some good offense. And defensively, they actually got one of the better defensive lineups in terms of just like a starting lineup. Still a lot of questions with the rest of the roster and the rest of the lineups. But I kind of like the Suns. I'm not picking them over the Clippers, obviously, because they do have questions they need to answer. But we talked about the three-point shooting. Grayson Allen, I know you guys probably want to talk about it more, but he's been lights out to start. So,
I mean, yeah, absolutely. He's probably one of the best shooters in the NBA this year. I think he was an absolute snub for the three-point contest. And
who did you want to get replaced with?
They could replace Malik Beasley with him, honestly.
Malik Beasley?
I don't know if they needed to have the same guys from the same members from each conference in there or not, but I mean, the Suns have been hot as late. They've been beating up on bad teams in that stretch, and they do have the hardest remaining schedule left in the entire NBA. But I personally I would expect them to kind of hang around where they are in the West. Either way, I think this team needed time to gel when you have three guys like Durant, Beal, and Booker. And I think at the same time as their competition is going to get harder technically, I think they are going to play better as well. Especially if guys like Grayson Allen can keep shooting 48% from three. Royce O'Neal is shooting 46% from three on the year. If he can keep that up for them after that trade, I think that'll be huge. He'll be big defensively as well. I like the Suns a lot. I definitely think they should be a top 6 seed.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Booker's been playing lights out, averaging 28 in the past 4 weeks. And, I mean, if they all stay healthy and keep putting up their projected numbers, they're a team to beat out West in the Pacific for sure. All right, let's go quickly to the Kings, who are 8th in the conference right now. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Obi, your thoughts on the Kings?
Unironically, I guess like the best thing, they kind of, in my opinion, they're kind of like the weakest team in this division, despite their record. And so I guess Where can we even start from? I guess their big positive is that they're the most healthy, or at least I expect them to be the most healthy going into the season. Um, you don't really hear too much concerns about Monk, Fox, or Sabonis, even though he's out tonight, being super injury prone. So that's kind of been like the beneficial thing in just kind of staying afloat in the regular season. And they got a good coach in Mike Brown, and so you're not really expected to lose too many games. But in their last 10 games, they're the only ones that are like not above 500. They're just sitting right there, 5-5 in their last games. Someone can correct me. I don't know if they've been playing like that amazing teams in the last stretch, but again, not super impressive. They do got the weaker stars in the league in that division as well. All credit to Fox. I think he's cool. I think he's great, but definitely not a superstar caliber. They don't have the star power like any of the other teams. Defensively, they still have some issues, and offensively, they're great. Honestly, I think statistically, one of the better offensive teams in the league, but I'm just not putting them over like highlight guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It sounds cruel, but
Yeah.
they're on fraud watch, so that's pretty much it.
The one thing I would say that favors the Kings is that they're a lot better at home on the road, and coming out of the All-Star break at the end of the season, the majority of their games are at home. They have like 17 home games left, so that definitely plays into their hands. And I mean, I like Fox, I like Sabonis. I'm not sure how far they can carry them. Like, they lost to the Warriors in the playoff last year. Do we think they could beat them in a rematch this year? I don't. Or anyone better than them? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and where they currently sit is like 8th seed. So, and then in the play-in, how it works is like if they do win the first game, they become a 7th seed. But who they're going up against is either like Minnesota or the Thunder.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
if you ask me,
Yeah.
that's a short series. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do we
I don't
see
think
the
anyone
Kings
that
beating the
go ahead,
Mavericks in a
Ryan.
play-in game?
I wouldn't put it against them, but if you ask me, Luka or De'Aaron Fox in a win or go home situation, I'm gonna take Luka. And then if you ask me, am I gonna take Kyrie over De'Aaron Fox? I might even take Kyrie in that situation too. So I don't know. I'm gonna lean towards Dallas, and then they're most likely playing the number 1 seed, which is the Timberwolves. So
Yeah. Good takes, fellas. Now, let's quickly move on to the Lakers and the Warriors. Obviously, some of the two most talked about teams in the entire NBA. Just quickly, the Lakers have won 6 of their last 7 games. They're 9th in the conference at 30-26. They have notable wins against the Celtics with no LeBron or AD. They have win against the Knicks and the Pelicans, 2 contending teams. What do you guys think of the Lakers, real quick?
Riley, you want to start first?
Yeah, for sure. The Lakers have definitely been playing some of their best ball this season coming into the break. I think picking up Dinwiddie from the buyout market could be a boost for them. I think they've been getting underrated contributions from guys like D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura. And then we all know Austin Reeves. I don't know how far they could realistically climb the standings, but I mean, if LeBron's playing his best, if AD's playing his best, this is a team I would not want to bet against coming out of the play-in tournament, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. I keep going. My fault.
No, you got it.
No, yeah, I was just saying. I was gonna echo that. I feel like they're kind of a weird team where I feel like they would beat like the Celtics without Bron and AD, and then like fall to like the Rockets, and you're just like, how can you accurately judge this team? And then you compound that with like a bunch of like injury stuff to especially LeBron. AD has been pretty healthy this season, but and just like a lot of coaching changes, players coming in and out of the lineup, trade rumors and stuff like that. But like you said, they have been good in their last few games, and I guess they'll be battle tested come after the All-Star game. They're gonna play like the Bucks and stuff. They're gonna play more of the Clippers. So we'll see. I do think you can't really bet against LeBron even at his old age. they might make a deep playoff push, but they can also lose in the first round. So it's really a wild card with them. So
Yeah. I think it's worth watching, or it's worth paying attention to LeBron being out tonight against the Warriors, and he's struggling with an ankle injury as he always is, it seems, and that's a big game tonight.
huge game.
Yeah, let's now move on to the Warriors, who are 27 and 26. They're currently 10th in the conference, one behind the Lakers. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, beating the Suns with that legendary Curry game winner. I was hyped for that.
That was cool.
And then they lost a close one to the Clippers by 5. But they've been looking good as of late. I know the Klay Thompson not playing in late stretch of games is a storyline for sure. Riley, what do you think of the Warriors so far?
I mean, in terms of the last 10 games, they're technically the hottest team in the division. They're 8-2. Another team who's started to round into form going into the All-Star break. I think how far this team can go is really going to depend on, can they get contributions from guys outside of Curry. We know Curry is going to do his part, but I mean, like, come end of the season, come play-in, come playoff time, if they make it, can Jonathan Kuminga keep averaging 20 points like he has since the turn of the year? Can they keep getting solid play from, is it Podziemski? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Can maybe Wiggins start to find some of that form from a year or two ago? Can Draymond keep doing his thing? I think that's really going to be the difference between whether they can get out of the play-in, whether they can try to climb to a higher seed in the play-in, or whether they stay stuck in the 10th seed.
Yeah. And by Draymond doing his thing, you mean like basketball stuff, right? Not like punching players,
Choking
putting
out
people in
there.
chokeholds.
I mean, leading the defense.
The leading defense. That's actually the huge thing. I want to talk more about Draymond. He's been, since he's been back, he's actually been just really, like always, just been a big boost to the Warriors defensively as well. I know, like, since he's been back, like, all of their plus minuses have like skyrocketed because, like, he's just been good as like a vocal leader, good as a playmaker. I think he's shooting like 43% from 3, like something. Like he's been pretty good this year, and on top of it, like his great defense. And yeah, the record doesn't really show too much, but I kind of like the way the Warriors are trending. It's kind of, we'll see whether it's worth anything because they are dead last in the play-in spot. If they do play the Lakers healthy, that is a wild card thing. I actually don't know. I'll probably still lean towards the Lakers since they got their number last year. But hopefully these next few games they can like kind of leap out of that situation.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning as we close out the season, the Lakers have the 10th hardest strength of schedule remaining, and the Warriors have the 25th most difficult strength of schedule. So that's key, as they both have the same amount of losses. And the Warriors could quickly surpass the Lakers, and there's still a chance for both of these teams to get out of the play-in. I mean, the West, the top 4 is a jumble, and then from 5 to 10, it's also a big mess.
Absolutely.
So why don't we quickly, just to close out, let's discuss real quick any big predictions or players that you really think will be key for a team or two in the Pacific closing out this season.
Are we talking more like X factors, or are we talking more like stars? Like
it's whatever you want. Who do you think is going to be huge to closing out the season for success? It could be someone like LeBron being healthy, but it also could be someone, like James Harden continuing to play make as he has been.
I do it like a quick round. So for the Clippers, I'm going to say Harden. He's the X factor. For the Suns, Grayson Allen. If he somehow just turns cold, I feel like that kind of changes a lot of things for the Suns. But so hopefully they keep that going. The Kings, unfortunately, is Sabonis. We saw what he did in the playoffs last time. Struggled a lot. You got to kind of hope he has that near triple-double impact the rest of the way and into the playoffs. And then Lakers is all the other guys. It's going to be the D'Angelo Russell. He has a big role. He's their playmaker. He's their third scorer, along with Reeves. So that's one. And then the Warriors is kind of Draymond being Draymond. And then if it's not Draymond, then you can kind of look towards like Clay or Steph. Clay or Wiggins. Players that can shoot well, players that can defend. So, yeah.
For me, starting with the Clippers, I think if Kawhi Leonard can push this team to the 1 seed, boost his scoring a little bit, I could easily see him winning MVP this year. I think it's a bit of a jumbo crowd this year. For the Suns, I think I would look at Beal. I think he hasn't fully found his stride in this team yet. I think if he can, it would really push them up another level. For the Lakers, I would stick with what I said earlier about Spencer Dinwiddie. I think if he can find some of like his prime Nets form, I think that would be massive for the Lakers, especially in terms of like shot making. For the Kings, I'd look at Keegan Murray. This is a guy who's flash star potential, and other times looked like he's going to max out as a role player. If he can keep some of those star flashes more consistent, I think that becomes the difference of this Kings team falling out or pushing ahead of some of these teams like the Lakers and the Warriors in terms of like where they're seen. And then for the Warriors, I still think it's Kuminga. I think how he performs in big games once the stakes get higher, I think if he can keep playing how he has played the past month or two, I think that it would be absolutely critical for the Warriors.
Yeah, all great points, Riley. I really liked you pointing out Keegan Murray. He played great in the playoffs last year. I mean, the whole Kings team, they don't have that experience like some of the other teams do in this division. So it's really, really tough to be able to tell what they can do. I think Kawhi's health, I'm not going to go through all the teams, but just real quick, Kawhi's health, maintaining his efficiency, I think that puts the Clippers at the top. I think they have a good chance of winning it all. And I think AD's health, AD's staying tough on defense is huge for the Lakers. Great chat today, guys. I really, I think the Pacific Division is going to be a tight one to close out the season. Really looking forward to the entire league, what we see. Especially tonight, we got some great games.
Speaking of tonight, do you want to do a quick fast round of just who wins tonight?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I'll start it off. Warriors, Lakers. Money line, who do you got?
No LeBron, I'll take Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
The over-under is 242.5. What do you think? Over-under.
I'd have to say over. So high
Over.
scoring. Steph, threes.
I'm going under.
Under. Clippers, Thunder. Money line.
It's going to be such a good game.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this game. I mean, it's a
2-3,
toss-up. It's a toss-up. I'd say maybe the Thunder. They have a great home court advantage with their crowd. It's electric. So I'm going to go Thunder.
Riley?
I'll stick with the home team. I'll stick with the Thunder for this one, but I think it's 50-50, honestly.
Gotcha. And who do you have as the leading scorer for that game?
Shea.
Yeah, Shea's number 2 in scoring in the league, averaging 31. I mean, he's a dog. He's a dog.
Absolutely. Suns, Mavericks. Booker versus Luka again.
Yeah, this is a great rivalry the league needs. I hope the trash talk continues tonight. I think the Suns they'll get this one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Riley?
I think I gotta agree with you again. I think the Suns come out of the break hot.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is Kyrie playing, Luka playing, but I'm not gonna opine. And then who do you think is gonna score more, Luka or Devin Booker?
I think Luka's. I mean, his ball dominance is ridiculous. I mean, he could go off for 30 and a half. So I don't know with Luka. I'd pick Luka. I mean, KD's averaging what, like 28.
Yeah.
I mean, Booker's been averaging 28 as of late. Like I said earlier, but I'm gonna go with Luka to score more tonight.
I think I gotta stick with Luka there too, but I could see a ton of points being put up in this game.
Gotcha.
100%.
And then last one, Spurs, Kings. Kind of easy, but go ahead.
Yeah, Kings in this game, for sure. Looking forward to watching Wemby, the rookie phenom. But I'm looking forward to see how Sabonis matches up tonight.
He's not
for
playing.
sure. Oh, take that back. He's not playing tonight. Well, either way, I'm looking forward to that game. See how Wemby does against the Kings. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Riley?
I still think Kings take it easily, even that's a bonus.
And then over under 25 points for Wemby with possibly no Sabonis. It says doubtful on the injury report.
Okay. I'm gonna take the over. With no Sabonis, that could be big. I mean, his height is ridiculous.
Wemby's played better and better as the season's going on. I don't see why that would change now. I'm hitting the over on that.
All right, cool. That's pretty much it.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. That was a great first episode of our podcast, Hoops Harbor, Pacific Waves. Looking forward to chatting it up throughout the end of the season, guys. Peace.